All right, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to a brand new episode with the Side of Chaos. This is Patricio, a.k.a. Rocky, and as always, I am joined by the... I honestly don't want to fuck with you on a Tuesday because I feel like Tuesdays you're dangerous.
Today's Friday, bro.
Tuesdays are a long way away from Fridays, and it's Friday.
I
haven't talked to you since Monday, so why are you worried about Tuesday?
I'm very confused.
Lay off the edibles before the podcast, dude.
But that's what makes the show much more fun for me.
We won't fuck with Aaron on Fridays.
Apparently it's only Tuesday. So you got to watch out for me on Tuesday.
Mushrooms and podcasts.
I guess we have time to get through the weekend, and then we can mess with you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Never poking at it.
But Aaron, how you been, bro? How's everything been with you, bro?
Oh, it's just great. You know, it's just fantastic. I love paying over $4 for gas. I just like getting fucked. It's hard, and I mean harder than I've ever been fucked before.
No kisses, no lube.
And they're not even videotaping it.
No,
so
it's
bad.
It's just a scary word that I can't say because it makes people uncomfortable. It's just that word, 4 letters, over and over again, and it doesn't stop.
You actually had a show earlier this week that I said I was going to go to, but I got extremely drunk at Wind Down, so my apologies for missing your show on Wednesday.
You know what? I don't count on you for anything other than Fridays at 5:30.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. It's convenient time. We've all gathered here, and you know, that's
especially nothing on Tuesday.
Exactly. You know.
So I want to talk about why this is happening today. All right, and I want to tell you because it's a funny story on how we got to today. Earlier this week, Salty and I always go back and forth in regards to, what we're doing for the show, who we booked and all this stuff. Over the past few weeks, I have had zero time for shit because I've been doing so much.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, I've been having so much fun with, doing the trivias, doing the bingos, producing other stuff. And I've kind of forgotten about chaos for a little bit. So my apologies on that.
Way to go, Dick.
That's okay. I'm just manning a better show later on. So.
Oh.
But no, this morning.
Supa, do you want to be on it?
That's exactly what I got at about 3 o'clock. No, it was earlier than
It was earlier than that.
And this is where I'm dropping in on this one. I don't know what possessed me this morning, but I had dropped off a friend of mine because they needed a ride to work. And Jolly, is your headphones okay? You need them louder.
Oh, I can hear you.
You hear me? Okay.
That means to turn them down. He doesn't want to hear us.
Yeah, I'm good.
But no, a friend of mine, her car broke down this week. So I've been giving her a ride to
Oh, how convenient is that? I don't have to pay for gas. My car is broken.
It's hilarious. He's from North Carolina. He's stuck in Orlando.
And I had the trucker's breakfast this morning, which was 2 taquitos
and a lot lizard.
Yeah, if you ain't had no lot lizard, so that's a goddamn lie.
At the big rig, that's where it happens.
And I stopped off at 7-Eleven, got me 2 taquitos, and I got me a Monster energy drink. Now, here's the thing. If you know me, I very rarely drink energy drinks. And something possessed me to grab a Monster. And then I see the sign, and it's like 2 for $5 free today. I mean, 2 for $5 today. I'm like, fuck
super.
I'm going to need 2 of these.
Great information.
Well, no. Here's and I'm leading up to it right now because of the freaking Monster energy drink. I just sipped on it. And I'm like, okay. Oh, shit. And I felt the jitteriness.
The Monster Muse.
Exactly.
That's what we call it. It's the inspiration that comes from the energy drink.
It sounds like you just locoed the wrong can.
Well, here's the thing.
Did Aaron call you an intoxicated asshole at work today?
No, she asked me, what the hell? Like, what, you're drinking an energy drink? I'm like, I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I know it's bad for me, but fuck it.
Maybe you bought it because you were out of cocaine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because cocaine is cheaper than gasoline right now. So
it's an
that could be a thing.
Yeah.
That could be a thing.
Cocaine to get you going.
I heard it was cheaper actually now to buy an 8-ball of cocaine and run everywhere than to fill up your tank.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That is a fact.
I'm just saying.
That is scientifically proven.
Yeah. But no, here's where the Monster comes in. I started feeling jitteriness and I started working on all this stuff. I knocked out some of my tasks like by 11 o'clock. And I'm like, you know what? Let me see if one person's available. And then 2 people were available. And then, you know what? Let me find a third one. And that's where our guests come in. And I'm going to pass the mic around to everybody because I want Aaron, you want to introduce our guests or should we just give them the microphone?
Wow.
Are we? You want him to make that decision? You said you weren't going to fuck with him.
You don't really have to pass a microphone. I mean, we have our own microphones.
Yeah, we each individually have microphones.
In fact, I personally brought my own.
Yeah, I can understand because when I speak, it like fades in and out. I speak every time. I feel like I'm in a weekend video. You know?
But on today's episode, we got a panel episode, and
fucking panel.
We talk about.
Fuck you.
I don't know what kind of panel.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I don't know what kind of panel it's supposed to be because if you look at the three of us right now, this looks like a very disconjointed panel. I know, exactly. I'm like, wow, you could not get three of more different people.
A 1980s Disney movie.
I feel like this is a very
what Disney movie.
We were serious.
I could start singing. You guys can just like come up around me. We'll have all the animals.
And you'll start distributing apples for some fucking reason.
The only difference is we have too many tattoos showing to be in line at Disney for employment.
That's true, but we all have mommy issues, so you know.
So we should be singing "It's a Small World."
Disney don't care anymore. They got like they open to
nobody cares anymore. Anybody that's hiring will hire anyone anymore.
They say that, but when you walk in full of tattoos and they're still not going to hire you. I can't be Tinkerbell. Fuck that.
Well, no, I worked for the mouse for a couple of years and I was tatted up. But the thing was, I was a character, so you didn't see my tattoos unless I was a face character.
Covered, yeah.
Yeah, so I was fully covered when I played Goofy, when I played Tigger. No one saw my tattoos.
How long you did that for? You did that for a while.
I did that for about 2.5 years.
You like because you do it now doing Hollow Scream, right?
Horror Nights.
Oh, you do Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, turn it and talk. There you go.
Oh, you can't. Oh, all right.
It's the bot. It's the front side, like she's talking.
Oh, okay. I got you. There we go.
Yeah. And no, I luckily I was able to have my piercings, have my tattoos, but of course, during certain events, I had to be completely covered up. And
I could never do that.
What you mean?
I could never do. I mean, I have tattoos on my hands. My whole upper body is tattooed.
They sell makeup. You could cover it.
No.
That'd be like 7 hours in makeup. Fuck that shit.
They don't pay you enough to be able to afford that much
to the makeup.
I'd cover myself in gasoline first. It'd be cheaper.
But no, I see. Have you seen those videos of the people who are fully covered in tattoos and they do the makeovers of which they're no longer?
You can't. They're not visible anymore at all.
There is another caveat to that is the fact that I'm 100% Italian. And I sweat Crisco, so that makeup would just come dripping off in clumps.
So what they use, right? They use titty tape. Like the strippers, what the strippers use, they use a whole bunch of titty tape.
Titty tape. Listen,
you know that?
I do have a dream.
Let's back him up a little bit.
Boom.
I do have
I'm good now.
No, separate yourself from the microphone. Leave the mic over there. There you go.
Titty tape is what I thought we put over like our nipples.
Yeah, it is.
Those are the pasties.
Oh, the pasties, right? Is that what we're referring to? Titty tape.
Yeah.
Titty tape.
But the thing is, I do have a dream to someday cover myself fully head to toe in titty tape. But that's not the scenario to go work at Disney.
And use titty tape.
It's a whole nother scenario.
For employment or for revenge?
Just for fun.
That's his OnlyFans page. That's how he's making money.
Jolly, do you have tattoos?
Yeah, I got a couple.
You got a couple of tattoos?
Yeah, I got a lot. Not really a whole lot, but they're not visible if I don't want them to be seen.
Oh, okay. Like, have you ever had a job where like you couldn't show off your tattoos?
Yeah, when I was a server, like I worked at some pretty good places being a server.
Okay.
Like Copper Canyon.
Now I don't think they give a shit because every restaurant I've ever worked at, every server is like just covered in them. Like,
I mean,
our standards have gotten way lower in the service industry.
I guess like Olive Garden. Well, it's already long sleeve. Red Lobster, long sleeve. I worked at Copper Canyon. The dinner shirts were long sleeve. So most servers and bartenders.
Yeah, have tons of them.
Like Ale House, TGI Fridays.
I'm working at Denny's, so I'm working with all like the alcoholic crack whores who are just trying to feed their kids. They're just trying to keep custody of their kids. They're coming in 10 minutes late, strung out on a Sunday morning.
Yep.
Like they're covered in tattoos. Nobody gave a shit. Like on
the late night shift, if you go in there and you see 5 people, it's probably like
that's what Denny's servers are. Have you never been in a Denny's?
Like 5 servers and 10 teeth. Yeah. Catch that line right there.
That's a game called "What Substance Is My Server Abuse?"
Yeah.
I play that game all the time. Fun game.
We played bingo on Sunday mornings.
That sounds like a fun game for sure.
No, there was one time. There's a really good breakfast place right down the road from here off of Edgewater. I'm not going to say specifically where because I saw something happen one day when I went to go pick up the breakfast for the office, and just go in. I'm like, oh yeah, picking up for Patricio. And I'm watching through the window because you can see the kitchen, and one cook straight up clocks the other cook.
Oh yeah, that's a normal Monday morning. Like, that's how that's brotherly love. That's how they're getting along.
Like working at home now.
It's almost impossible to get fired from hospitality.
Exactly.
Ken vouch.
I have a great hospitality firing story as we get deeper into this, but you still haven't even gone around the table.
I was just about to say, I would like to welcome our guest, comedian David Jolly and Supa Dave. And who is your guest this evening?
This is someone who I met through the News Junkie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just started talking through Facebook Messenger. I think
about my podcast.
About your podcast.
That's right. Yeah.
And once again, I got drunk and I couldn't go out on a Sunday.
You were drunk for the next couple Sundays. And
I was angry about it.
We've been.
Are we seeing a pattern here?
So we've been putting this off for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patricia, well, I was going to come support you, but I was
drunk. Yeah. That's twice today.
So introduce yourself and give us your junkie name.
So my name is Shay. My junkie name. I know because I'm the crack whore that works at Denny's. I just gotta feed my kids.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually Mama Greaser on the News Junkie app. I've been I was Greaser Girl when I first started, and I'm like an OG junkie. So like from the very beginning when apps started, I have unnumbered magnets, and so I've been a part of it for a long, long time.
The culture is.
It's a cult. It's a cult. That's what we call it. Yes.
It's a cult. It took a lot to get out of it.
Yeah. Oh.
Here's the cool thing about Mama Greaser. Like
I like the news.
I love news. But there's a cult to them.
It is. It's a following.
That's how I got started in this
when
bullshit.
We started with meetups and stuff like in the very beginning. So that's another cool little side story is that I have a News Junkie baby. I got pregnant with my daughter after the first meetup.
Nice.
So I painted a News Junkie on my belly.
I need to write that down and talk to them about that.
Was it a one-shot Charlie? Or like y'all met and then it was like
no. We had been together before, but that it was just after that first meetup that we
had. They got so hot and bothered listening to the News Junkie. They
every day
conceived.
Every day. I can't help myself.
They conceived a child after the Just Okay.
Yeah. You should call C-Lane.
In the section of Just Okay.
C-Lane knows my kid. C-Lane took a picture with my kid at the Cinco show. So
I want to call C-Lane right now.
So would the News Junkies be somewhat similar to how BDMs are?
I would.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're very much
more intense?
No. Yeah. We're a lot of us are intertwined too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us are Tom and Dan fans and News Junkie fans, so we do a lot of crossover between the two.
I love the News Junkies. I think that's probably one of the best shows. Like I'm not a fan of just one show.
Yeah.
I can break it down, but
I had to explain to my daughter the other day why she can't walking around going smoke weed every day. So it's good to say that I probably listen to the News Junkie a little too much when
it's a great
I'm
show,
having
it really is.
Personally, my favorite show on the radio is the Saturday Night Foreplay on WJRR Saturday night 7 to 10 p.m. I'm just saying.
Plug in the JRR right there.
I think that was the voice of it right there.
Yeah, that was get your plug in. Get your plug in.
It's a tight race between that and Native Noise. That's all about local music every Sunday night, hosted by the same guy for almost 14 years now. Every Sunday night, 11 p.m. on JRR and on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is what he do. This is what he does every day, right? He sells himself.
This is his resume.
Yeah. It's right here.
That's you.
That's Supa Dave.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. Yeah. He's doing a little bit of bragging, under the table.
Nothing wrong with that.
I wasn't bragging. I'm just.
He's like, listen to my show.
Say that the Junkie's their favorite. Well, damn it,
I'm a listen.
The Junkie's been a part of my life, though.
101.1.
See, with the Junkie though, it was more than a radio show. Once we started meeting up and getting to know people, my best friend in the whole wide world, who I tell all my deepest, darkest secrets to, came from the News Junkie.
Well, and I will tell you this from the other side of that, because I do multiple things for iHeartMedia here in Orlando, and one of my clients. We did a broadcast and we had the News Junkie out there, and you're absolutely right. I 1,000% agree with you saying that it's I believe the term was cult. I'm going to go.
It is a cult. There, you can keep that.
Because as many broadcasts that I've been involved with, whether it was from the sales side or actually doing the broadcast or whatever else, doing all the broadcasts I had ever done, I never saw a crowd of people sit around. From the time that show went on the air till the time that show was done, there was a crowd of people, to the point where I wanted to look up and be like, Don't you people work? Like,
nope, none of us work.
It's a Thursday afternoon, and you're doing nothing for 4 hours.
If you're listening to the News Junkie at any point in time, between the 4 chats that you can be a part of, there's just like hundreds of thousands of people with nothing better to do than to
just like,
follow the News Junkie.
I'm only going to work at nights. I am unavailable Monday through Friday, 11 to 3.
No, I work from 8 to 11. I work from 8 to 11 and from 3 to 5. Like I cut out the block in the middle of the day.
You purposely make time.
No, but I'm saying that's if I worked. Does it?
No, it really
if I
is.
worked, if I wasn't
the
homeless junkie server at Denny's, then
I'm a pretty housewife now, but
if the News Junkies had
a spoiled housewife now, but
if the News Junkies had an OnlyFans page, would you subscribe to?
Fuck yeah, I would subscribe. I'd be their number 1 subscriber. Damn right. Hell, I would be a part of it. Are you kidding me?
Weird looking shit, man.
I used to play gigs with C-Lane before he and I even got into radio together, and I just got an awful visual of him butt naked on a
oh my god,
butt naked on a bar stool playing that song "How Many Roads Must," like Jenny and friggin' Forrest Gump.
Like with them old white men.
I love feeling, but that's a terrible visual.
How many roads?
That's seriously.
That's the worst visual I've ever had of Ceiling.
Yeah, he did.
And the other guy named Sean.
Sean and Sabrina.
And Sabrina. Yeah, I know Sabrina. Sabrina cool as hell.
And then we have Mose and Fritz. I love Fritz.
Every interaction that I've had with Sabrina over the past few years has always been like, it takes her a second to remember who I am, but I'm like, I get that. She sees so many people.
She's high all the time.
No,
she's high.
She's high all the time.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But every other encounter that I have with Sabrina, it always ends up with me picking her up. Like literally like a trophy. Like I will pick up Sabrina like a freaking trophy. And I don't know why it gets to that point.
Yeah.
During the Cinco de Mayo, I think it was Cinco de Mayo, after the event, we had met up at Cavo's.
That's how it works with you. It always comes back to some kind of a Mexican holiday.
Some kind of Mexican holiday.
Continue.
You should have seen him jokingly on Irish holidays.
Yeah.
Christ.
No. And I don't know if it's like a feat of strength thing or someone just challenges me, but at one point or another, like every time I've seen Sabrina, like I always pick her up.
But it's something I think in the male DNA, because let me tell you, I'm 4'9", and men for some reason have this. Yes, I'm 4'9". So
we like to refer to that as a spinner.
Yeah.
Continue.
Thank you. That's what you men have in your DNA. It's just programmed in there. There's something in you that feels the need to like pick a woman up. I don't know what it is, but the physicality of it's got it. That's where it's coming from.
Or irritation. One of the
Definitely. I'm pretty sure it's the penis.
Yeah. It's the penis. Yeah, coming from somebody who's been picked up a lot.
So not the domestic.
The cool thing about Mama Greaser and this is where labels piss me off, because some labels tend to go a little bit too far, but at the same time, you can never judge a book by its cover. And kind of like the same reaction that I had with Minnie Giggles when she told being a welder.
Minnie Giggles.
She a real welder?
She's a welder, yeah.
So she's like a little person?
She's about the same size as you.
Yeah, she's a little bit taller than me. So
no, I think she's shorter.
No, she's taller. Really? She's taller. Yeah, me and Minnie have been friends for a while. We have kids around the same age.
I will stop talking.
She's got about this much on me. It's not much, but it's a little bit.
Are you a legal little person?
No, you have to be 4'7", and those bitches get like scholarships and shit. So imagine how pissed off when I was when they were like, "Oh yeah, you're 2 inches too tall."
Take your shoes off.
I'm 4'9" with my shoe,
you know
with
what,
my
though?
shoes off.
I can't. I will make you a promise right now.
That you won't pick me up.
I will
Thank you.
Never pick you up.
Thank you.
Patricio knows exactly why. Well,
but see, he can't make that promise because he knows.
You're a small girl, but I'm going to tell you right now. I had we'll call it an incident.
Oh, that's the politically correct way to say it.
Look, Patricio didn't know me back then, but we're going to call it the incident that resulted in this scar and this scar on my arm. It was the day after my birthday.
That was a lot of cocaine.
No, I've never done cocaine ever in my life. I will tell you that. No,
he picked up the wrong girl.
No, I happened to be at an event for the radio station that was supposed to be canceled due to a hurricane. It was the day after my birthday. They had promoted it. It was Supa Dave's birthday. And somebody decided at this establishment that happened to have topless women, that they wanted to buy me a dance because I don't drink. So I get a tap on the shoulder, and when I turned around and was looking, there was nobody there until I looked down. And the dancer, the dancer that was 4'7", apparently not able to be called a little person.
Yep, we can't be.
And weighed 79 pounds.
Oh, that's little.
I just looked at her and said, honey, you can't. I felt like the dude from Dateline was going to come out and say, excuse me, sir, can we talk to you for over a minute? But she sat on my lap and it creeped me out. And then her bikini bottom slid off to the side a little bit.
Whoa, that's more than a dance.
Even though I told her, I said, look, I don't even want to. And I went and talked to my friends and she followed me and sat down and made herself comfortable. And when the bikini bottom slid off to the side, there was stubble.
Oh.
There was stubble. It wasn't maintenance day, obviously.
Oh, that just...
so there was like adult lady parts on a child, and it freaked me out. And I did go to pick her up by her hips.
Oh, my God.
And when I picked her up, I felt something in my arm go weird, and I almost dropped her. And then I looked over, and my bicep was up here instead of rolling down. So, yes, I tore my bicep throwing a 79-pound, 4'7" stripper off my lap.
Don't they have like special events for that? Isn't it called like midget tossing or something?
No,
like,
it should have
stripper tossing. It's not proper. You know,
you're
not a midget.
It's more politically correct to say stripper tossing in this case.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that was the most expensive trip to the strip club, the $1,500 medical deductible.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot to go off of.
That's a
So I will not pick you up ever. I'm sorry to go off on that entire awful effing tangent right there, but
that's no, and I can't believe we're already 22 minutes in, and I wanted to like bring in regards to the fact that like your profession,
right?
Like,
is I'm a mechanic. So, and I've been a mechanic most of my life. So my stepdad worked on cars when I was a kid. So about 8 or 9, like I just got tired of him calling me outside to be like, hey, can you get that bolt down there? Hey, I dropped that wrench down there. So I would just like sit outside and then watch him work when he would work. And so he passed away when I turned 18, which is super sad. And I couldn't get a job after he died. Like that was always my dream, was to work in the shop with him.
Yeah.
But when he died and I tried to get a job on my own, like I would walk into a shop and put in an application and they'd like laugh at me because I am 4'9". I do like to present myself very well. And they're like, that bitch doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. I couldn't. And that's why I ended up serving at Denny's for how many years? Because I couldn't get a job in a shop. And then finally I had the chance to go to UTI. I was accepted at Universal Technical.
One of those ones.
They're not good.
Oh,
but I went to Universal Technical and I got my degree as a general mechanic. So I could go back to these places and be like, look, bitch, it doesn't matter how pretty I am. I've been doing this shit my whole life.
That's exactly what I said when I applied for radio. It doesn't matter how pretty I am.
So,
by the way, just side note, I got that UTI sitting next to Aaron.
Oh,
just
well,
shut the fuck.
I'm across the table, but I didn't know that they were like
I'm wearing
contagious.
You know what? You really
UTIs
should
are
worry
contagious.
about the new contagion that I have been working on with the Russians.
The salty variant.
Yeah, with the Russians, we've been
That sounds like it burns.
real close to each other.
Sounds like it burns.
Well, you know what? You got to give to get.
So let's get into it. Let's get into it. There's a lot of stuff that has happened in the world, whether it's Orlando, whether it's the U.S. or the globe itself. I want to talk about real quick about a story that occurred. I believe it was earlier in the week or late last week about a guy wanting to kill Justice Kavanaugh. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
I did see this. He was outside his house. And honestly, you know what the most shocking part about that is?
But he called 911 on himself.
Well, it's not that. Did you see Justice Kavanaugh's house? I was kind of a little bit upset about that. I thought these guys made better money than that.
Yeah.
He kind of looked like he was a server at that. No, I'm just kidding.
Who is this person?
So
Justice Kavanaugh.
Supreme Court Justice. Yeah. So a guy traveled from California to DC wanting to basically kill Justice Kavanaugh.
He's the one like leading
Justice
the charge.
Kavanaugh.
Yeah, like that.
That's but it was like a Russian. It sounded like the last guy you got to fight in the Russian video.
He was traveling with a salty variant.
I'm just saying.
I must break you. I must break you, Justice Kavanaugh.
But like, I know this is a subject that is a little bit sordid to get up on, but you know, all the violence, all the shootings that have just been escalating over the past few months and years here in our country. Like, I want to ask you, Supa, like your take on this guy like wanting to kill a Supreme Court justice.
Delusions. That's all you can. It all boils down to it. All these people that you end up seeing that have, you know, what I think I saw on the news this morning, 254 mass shootings in 2022.
Jesus Christ.
It's June the 10th.
We're about halfway through the year.
It's June the 10th. 254 mass shootings already this year. And when it comes down to it, no matter what, whether the person kills themselves as part of the action, if they end up getting caught. I mean, look at the kid from the Parkland shooting. They're going through his trial right now.
Yeah.
Massive delusions. I mean, there's some psychotic bullshit floating in the air that puts the salty variant to shame.
Now, say that number. Say that number one more time.
200. I think it was 254.
So here's the thing: we don't hear about every single mass shooting.
No, you don't.
Well, that's because okay. So I've heard, right? They break it into different categories. So you have like school shooters. You have like the guys who go like shoot up their jobs or whatever, and you have like the guy who shot up the church and the guy who shot up the grocery store. Like, there's so many different categories, and then they lump gang violence into
they just put it all under batshit crazy.
Yeah, I'll tell you this: like this shit happens on a daily and an hourly. Like what on the south side of Chicago every fucking day?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the city's pretty rough. Yeah.
I mean, last I heard they were going to make a whole new flag for the south side of Chicago, and it was going to have a gun on it. That's how much. It's just a symbol at that point, isn't it?
You got to take pride in something.
Jolly, let me ask you this. What's been your take on all these fucking shootings that have been going on here in the country?
Oh man, I ain't been paying attention to that. I'd be high as hell.
It's a perfect answer.
It's fucked up.
That's an honest answer.
That sounds like a bit in Cat Williams. It was like one of those. What was that? It was like, if you're too high, you don't care about shit. Your bills are coming in. Who cares? Just get high. Nobody gives a fuck. Like, you don't have a care in the world when you're high.
Nobody cares. It's amazing. 254 shootings. Nobody still doesn't care.
If everybody was high, nobody would care.
That was my statement.
We'd all just ignore it.
Let me see. I just feel
that number is just way too high. I don't care where the fuck you're from or like what I don't know how to solve it. So that's the other terrible thing about it. But that's a big number. That's so outrageous to think about. Like,
it's the touchy subject of the right to bear arms and all that bullshit. There are too many guns out there to the point where like okay you put the ban on assault rifles or you put a limit on ammo. Motherfuckers are still going to find a way to get it.
There's really no way at this point to stop it because the market, the people, there are already so many of them out there. You can't rope them all in.
Yeah.
There's no taking them back. So now that they're already out there, we have to find a conscious way to I don't know, regulate how they get out, who has them, and like I said, I'm not sure what it is, but you're never going to be able to bring them all back in.
Do you feel that at this point there's any level of regulation that could actually
fuck no do you know how many, like the guy from the school shooting in Uvalde, you know what I mean, he went out the day before that shooting and bought his gun, right? Yeah. He had bought one like 3 days before getting that gun. Like how else can you
all right, this is where I'm going to chime in. Okay, so he had 3 days and posting these weapons and making these really over ambiguous, I'm going to cause violence into the world posts on Instagram, and yet it was still not reported enough to reduce the amount of 19 kids dying in a fucking school. What additionally can we do from the standpoint of anyone's standpoint other than a reasonable compromise, which I said last week on the radio, is over jumping these fucking NRA people and getting the legislation passed so we have better background checks on employees, on people who buy guns. It's 90% of the country is in favor of this. I don't know if it'll reduce the amount of shootings, period. I mean, people are still angry and getting more and more pissed off.
And it seems like too, it's hard to try to weed them out before. Like, so if you were to like give them a mental health
like a taxi driver, I mean, because there are a lot.
Everybody's
got a breaking point.
a lot of these like shooters you wouldn't know that they were psychotic or there was something wrong with them until they go like fucking AWOL, right?
Yeah.
So we can do mental health checks, but how many of them are going to pass them?
But the kid specifically, if we're going with Uvalde or we're going back to the Parkland one, these kids have all shown the same fucking psychological profile to fit. They were bullied, their mom and dad beat the shit out of them, blah 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 this, blah 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 that. But here's the thing, the cops aren't doing welfare checks because cops are too busy doing other shit.
Well, and that's going to be the divide too, how to keep them out of the hands of kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go back and forth with this, to be 18 or 21 to buy a gun, like what is more mature. But like you said, some of these kids have shown signs that
I'm in my 40s. I'm still not mature enough
to have a
gun.
I don't feel no one in this room would feel comfortable if I told you I owned a gun. Not a single person
whatsoever.
No,
I'm sorry, Aaron. I'm not judging. I wouldn't.
It's fine. No, it's
everything else that's said during this episode tonight. That is the most truthful statement.
Let me ask you this, Jolly, because like you hang out with Aaron every now and then. You guys do shows. You guys, you guys are in the same circle. Like if you knew Aaron had a gun, what would be your train of thought at that point?
He's the one good guy with a gun.
That he done bombed for the last time. He's gonna blow all these motherfuckers here.
That's dark.
We is too much, man.
I believe the term "bye, Felicia" would be right there too.
So
I would be a salty goodbye.
Look, I'm 36. I was born in '85. I grew up through the '90s. There was one thing.
You weren't even around for the first school shooting.
I was around for the school.
92? Wasn't that at 92?
Well, you talking about
Columbine?
Yeah, or was that 98?
It was like late 90s.
It was, and I remember it. I was born in 87, and that was a big deal for me growing up.
Damn it! See, you're gonna ask questions.
Look at
have to use my phone.
Not the phone. But I mean, I remember Columbine happening too. But then that was that was a landmark. Like that was an event, something that was like the first time, like you said, that it had ever happened. Now we have school shootings like every other day, and nobody seems to give a shit.
It would happen on your favorite day, 4/20 of 1999.
It's also Hitler's birthday. That's why he did
1999.
4/20 of 1999.
I thought it was earlier, like 98 or 97. I mean, sure, a year or two off, but
April 20th, 1999. Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold murdered 12 students and 1 teacher.
Yep, and look at us now. How many years later? 30 years, 32, 30.
So yeah,
32 years later.
That's the one thing like I want to find out because. It wasn't that crazy, through the 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, there was a little bit of chaos here or there. I didn't hear that much of the term terrorist, after 9/11, of course. But like, what was the breaking point where like things just?
There was another one today. Now that I'm sitting here looking at Reddit, there's 3 wounded in a shooting in North Carolina mall.
There was one yesterday in
a food court in a mall.
Yeah, food court in a mall. Hey, seriously, it's just I feel like it's like terribly awful luck. To be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm just going to stay inside as I have always done. And that's why people like me, so like I suffer from anxiety and I hate large crowds of people. And that's one reason why.
How was that News Junkie event?
Yeah, exactly. Do you know how many drugs I have to do before those events? just to walk out my front door and go to Walmart is scary nowadays. Like, it's to be in a group of people that large and not know who you're surrounded with or what crazy like psycho motherfucker is in that crowd that'll take you all out.
Yeah.
That shit is scary. And it's like that every day, everywhere you go. Like you said, the wrong place at the wrong time. You never know when that's going to be now.
Not too long ago, we had a shooting at the Publix. Remember that one down on South Orange that they have desperately tried to forget, but I'm here to remind you, we have had small mass shootings and large mass shootings on the same street within like a fucking block and a half of each other. So,
and like that's the one thing like I'm a little bit concerned about. Like, what's the number that it has to be for it to be
260?
No.
I know.
No. For it to be considered a mass shooting
now.
Like, what's the number it has to be to be considered a mass shooting? Because
like not just a serial killer or a spree killer. I think it's more than 3, because if you're a spree, I think to be a spree killer, it's 3 people at a time. I think you become a mass shooter or a mass killer at 4. Mm-hmm. Now, I could be wrong. I watch a lot of like serial killer documentaries and podcasts and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think technically it's labeled like after the 4th person.
Okay.
It's a mass.
It's a mass shooting after 4. So 4 and under is just a shooting, and then,
right? It'd be like a spree killing. So like if you were mad, okay, like say you're at like the family barbecue and your uncle says something that pisses you off, so you shoot him and your aunt and your uncle and all your cousins. That's a spree killer. That's somebody who's killing people in that moment because something went wrong, and they're all like. But a mass shooting.
Glad you guys got it.
I can't with you sometimes, man. I can't. With you.
I'm just giving where these things have playbooks.
But no, because like I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day in regards to, and this is where I'm going to take the conversation a little bit sexual. Where yeah,
Wait, do you masturbate to the mass shootings?
No.
What's going on here? What is your cycle?
Oh, look at the time.
I know, man. I think Jolly already fucking bailed on you.
Well, no, Jolly's dealing like with some technical issue right now. But
oh, there he is.
Okay,
I thought you left.
Yeah,
no, it would have been a good call if you.
Now, y'all, I went. I ain't really have a point of view on school shootings.
Yeah, neither do I.
And we were shifting to that. And we were shifting to that because here's the shift right here. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and the joke came out as the term orgy. The term orgy came out.
What does this have to do?
I loved that band.
How does it feel?
But no, like the number, like why does the number have to be considered a factor in regards to like a mass shooting or just a shooting or a spree?
Spree killing.
Yeah, because like we'd said, like when is an orgy considered an orgy? Is it after 4 or is it more than 5?
You
It
know
would have
what?
to after 3.
Let's see what David has to say.
What was it? An assassination. Why is it that when you kill a crackhead, it's a murder and not an assassination? What does it take for your murder to be considered an assassination?
I don't know.
I guess if you have like 2 to the heart and 1 to the head, like a fucking like henchman from a movie or something. I don't know. The more sophisticated way of killing them. I don't.
The status that you have.
Silencers.
It was somebody's status.
Yeah, your status.
But it was something where along the lines there was a good chance that it could have been a crackhead considered to be an assassination. It was 1 word or something. I don't know. I was high. I was really trying to break this shit down.
Between your bullshit of I was gonna come support you, but I was drunk, and your bullshit of I don't know, I was high.
I was high.
No, I mean, because when you think about school shootings, I mean, point of views on that. If you say like it's nothing good about it.
It's very
there's absolutely nothing good about it.
And it's very different too when you have kids in school. So my perspective on it comes from someplace very different because I have a 12-year-old. So I have a kid in middle school right now who right before Christmas, his school was on lockdown like every single day. We would get a message from the school like, hey, just to let you know, we're in a lockdown holding pattern. And for me being a mom, that's the first thought that pops into my head is, oh my God, is my kid okay? Oh my God, is there somebody on campus that's dangerous at this point? I fear every day sending my kid to school.
My son's 17. And we talk about those things, but like he just the type like that ain't gonna happen, Dad.
Oh,
but it's possible when it keeps happening.
It is, so I would say that too. But then right before Christmas, there was a 14-year-old who was arrested for shooting a guy during a drug deal, and the kid had his gun at my kid's school all day.
Not to downplay the situation, and
no,
best wishes for the people who died in those accidents, but that's not anything that I would worry about. That's like me being worried about driving while black.
That's because you're high all day.
No. Listen. I see what you're saying. Like, it's some things, if I can't control them, I'm not going to give myself. I'm not going to worry.
You can't overstress yourself.
Like, I'm not going to stress at all about it because, it's a lot of things that can happen.
See, but what he's saying though too, he's got a 17-year-old. I mean, is your son, right?
Yeah, my son.
Is your son out of school? Is he still in school?
This is his last year in school. But I mean,
so did he just graduate?
No, this is his last.
He'll be a senior this year.
A senior, so he's got another year. But see, a 17-year-old's reaction to a situation like that versus a 12-year-old. A 12-year-old is going to have a different level of a reaction. Versus doing that. So I can see why she's shitting herself. This is just another good example from a guy like me who can't get a woman to call him back, let alone make a baby with him. That's one less worry I'm going to have to worry about.
And this is where I want to sway the conversation in regards to worriedness, because here's the thing. Supa.
Well,
no, go ahead. Wait.
I'd rather not. Go ahead.
No. Please.
I'm not making a baby with you.
You're not making me.
Plus, you're a mom. I mean, like, I think
moms were always worry more. I worry about everything.
See, Dave, us three. are public performers.
That's where I was going. Thank you.
And basically, we have the fear for ourselves because of all you and I, we know about Dimebag Darrell and things of that nature, which happened. He was a metal guitarist.
He was one of the best guitar players on the planet. Got shot on stage while he was performing at a show.
And you and I can look at the reference of Dave Chappelle getting attacked by that guy recently.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we can specifically talk about that as performers. We can have that generalized fear, but not the shooting aspect yet. But with him, I see both. Like I see how it can be. Like,
when you look at the Dave Chappelle situation, that's
as a joke. I know
different because Dave Chappelle pushes every agenda that he can to a point.
He's trying to piss people off.
But it's so good.
Yeah, he's actually getting to people.
And that's the problem. But what you're saying,
so good.
He takes an agenda and he pushes it to the limit. But he's a comedian. That's what he's supposed to do. If you go in as an audience member to a comedian's show, you better go in with the most open mind you possibly can and don't take offense to shit because they're up there doing their job.
The thing about Dave Chappelle is he pictured the things that everybody's saying and afraid to say it. And it's just like, God damn it. So that's what these motherfuckers thinking about me.
Because the subjects that he's broaching while he's on stage.
He's not disrespectful to anybody.
People see that's the sissy bullshit mentality of people right now.
You can blow it this way. You're fine.
Because you got the people. You know what it is? It's the people that take offense to it are the pansy asses that couldn't have sat on grandpa's lap and taken a sip of the old Milwaukee when they were 5 years old, still wearing a diaper. You know what I'm saying?
I think the underlying problem now is just everybody's fucking nuts, and you have to be scared of everyone.
Everybody's nuts. Here's the bad combination. You have
to be scared of everyone.
Here's the bad combination. I'll tell you guys right now. The bad combination is that everybody's fucking nuts in one way or another, and the majority of the people that are out and about doing things and attending these kind of, whether it's a comedy show or a concert or whatever, there's too many of them that are pussies that get offended at everything. They would get offended because of the fact I just said pussy.
Yeah. You look at how different our lives are, and we're still scared of pretty much the same thing every day.
It's the perception of a gunman taking away our fun.
Yes.
That's what the fear is. And there's no other way to say it.
Have you guys ever been on stage doing a comedy set and had you're thinking of all your jokes and your routines and all the stuff that you guys have prepared for your performance? Have you ever gotten on a stage and thought to yourself, somebody's going to come up and tackle me while I'm standing here with this microphone in my hand?
No.
I want to hear your response on that.
I never thought of that. But I'm not the type, like if I'm performing, even if it's a heckler, I'll just.
He was high.
He was high.
I give you a little 1-2 and you're going to stop talking because I'm going to say what needs to be said.
Use your words to do it.
Yeah.
Or I'm just going to over talk you and never feed into you. So you never have a voice. So you eventually,
unless they become the hated.
What if that person though doesn't take that lead and they just keep yapping and yapping and yapping? Do you have to come to a point where you have to tell the venue security, can you get this sumbitch out of here?
Venue security, we don't.
I've never.
They're trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
I saw that too.
I never had to. I've personally never had to deal with it to that extent, except like Copper Rocket, but that's not. That's an open mic, you know, and everybody in there just drunk as hell.
That's when you're getting barraged more by the people you're serving than the people who are in your audience.
Yeah, for real.
You get more attitude from the 40-year-old woman sitting at your table.
Patricia, when you're dancing in your black pants and your bow tie at the bachelorette parties.
Well, this is
one of those drunk women are going to shank him.
The worst visual ever, by the way. I'm just saying.
You're really bad with these visuals. Okay, this is like the third time since we started.
It's your Van Gogh now.
He's a very visual person and not in a good way.
Yeah, this is
we've thought of naked ceiling. We've thought of naked Rocky. We've thought of.
I'm sober. I'm not high.
But no, I like the reason why I was swaying into that line of thought is because lately, like I've been doing a lot more public venues. Like I'm asking.
No
people.
one's gonna kill you, Pat.
no, he's trying to shoot you.
You're not relevant enough to kill you.
That is literally
I'm the same way.
The
same way
that I have had in regards to doing these events. Because here's the thing, like I have to
He's
promote.
not worth killing.
I have to promote where I'm going to be at. I got to invite people out. Like the reason I get paid is because I have to fill up venues.
So you're like afraid if you piss somebody off, they're gonna like track you down.
So who are you? Who are you worried?
Yeah, who are you scared of?
More concerned of.
I will mute every one of you motherfuckers.
You're right. You're right.
Boom, boom, boom. I'm kidding.
Your exes are more scary than the people.
That is
all of them. Every single one of them.
Salty doesn't say a lot of things that I agree with 1,000%, except for that statement right
there. Like you need to be worried about women with firearms in your life.
I'm actually surprised more shooters aren't women, but
that's kind of true.
That is kind of true.
That is kind of true.
We're smarter than that. We have kids in households to run. We don't have time to shoot people.
No, with
if
all
no one got that, that's understandable.
I didn't even hear
what I said is no, they don't use guns. They use cars. That's why they're bad drivers.
Man, thank God there's no women with guns.
I brought up that line of thought is because, like I said, I go to venues, I host things, I try to get people into places as much as possible because that's how we
try to get into small nooks and holes.
That's how I make a living
things.
Are we still talking about his exes? Are we still talking?
Why not? Yeah, why
Jesus
not?
Christ.
Yeah, but once he gets into those venues, they don't want him back.
But do you feel like you would be responsible though? Like if there was a mass shooting, like that would be on you for bringing all those people together. Like, are you carrying that guilt?
Well, that was a completely different line I thought that I was going into, but like I like how you swayed into that.
That's just resentment.
To be honest,
it's all my
it's
fault.
just Pat being Pat. It's just Tuesday.
Yeah.
Gas is too high
to kill people.
To just be going to random places killing people. Those people, mass shooters, they know what they were doing.
Yeah. They can claim the psycho and mentally unstable card as much as they want, but I think deep down, regardless of what level that psychopath is, they're still somewhere, some way that they know what they're doing regardless.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, the kid was 18 years old and he just got guns. And he's like, I'm going to go kill children.
See,
dun, 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 dun. I'm going to go buy extended clips. Dun, 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 dun. Went down to this local fuckboy gun show. Dun, dun, dun,
and they
dun,
prance in like that because that's how they do
and then
video
he went on Instagram and went, no sheriff.
We make this, we make these kind of jokey arguments against violent video games or, whatever like that. But that's how they do. These 18-year-olds are prancing into battle with all their big guns on their back and all of their ammo in these games. What they're not realizing though, and yeah, I'm sure they know what the fuck they're doing, but what they don't realize is the consequences of after. They don't know what it's really like to take somebody's life. They walk in there thinking it's going to be as easy as it is.
I think you have a horrible misconception of what these kids are like before they enter the room.
That comes down to parenting.
Listen.
All of this come down to parenting. Nothing but parenting. Parenting.
Absolutely.
That's it. I've refused to believe anything else. If you stop parenting your child, then they start and you let the streets parent them, then you're going to get those type of results.
They're going to grow up.
If you start letting these video games do this here, my son wouldn't even watch, what was that? Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
But I mean, that because he was like, Dad, I don't think that's a good idea. This is like a really crazy movie.
Yeah.
And he plays, what's the other one?
Call of Duty?
No, well, I don't think he played that.
Fortnite.
He played Fortnite, but I mean, I know that what I bestowed to him, that's nothing that I'm ever worried about him doing.
Yeah.
That come down to those kids that they stop getting the attention they need when they're growing up.
And they're getting that from, and that's another argument too, is technology. Like, what is technology doing to our kids too? Because when you stop being a parent, your kids are on their phone, they're on their social medias, they're turning to all those people for that love and attention they're not getting at home. Well, that's what I'm saying. I know I agree with the parenting, but it's all of that. It's that technology that when the people who want to stop being parents, they just turn their kids to technology.
Well, can I say what the real issue is?
Yeah. So, and that still come back to parenting. That, like, what you put in a child in.
I think it was before TikTok.
I still say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am to people just
because that's the way you were raised,
right?
And that's what I'm saying.
Our parents didn't have technology to babysit us.
But we go back. No, we did.
I hear what
we
you're saying,
we did. But let me hold on. Let me tell you. When we grew up, we had video games like Pac-Man
and Sonic
the Hedgehog
and Mario
and Donkey Kong and the Mario Brothers.
You were squishing turtles. You weren't shooting people.
No. I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you right there because we sure did because
we had Doom.
We had Commando.
Wolfenstein.
We
had first-person shooters.
Yeah,
I'm talking in the mid '80s. I'm talking about when you were
but it's still the same idea because the technology hadn't evolved to the point where
but you're online and you're the
you're not
way more graphic. And you're sitting.
See somebody's head explode.
You're sitting playing a video game the way that we're doing a technological podcast right now with a microphone. You're having your little headset on and you're talking to your buddy in Dubai or wherever. Yemen or whatever. And they're playing this game with you online and shit. Let's face it. Cultures are different in different places around the world. And listen, I'm not going to get into no kind of family value debate. I know how I was raised. You were raised the way you were raised. Everybody in this room was raised. And you know what? We're all sitting here and having an intelligent conversation. Yeah. Well, and Salty's jumping in, but we're having an intelligent.
I'm still here.
I mean, he's contributing something.
Yeah.
But we're having an intelligent conversation. But that shows something too.
Even when
we're not going to get up right now from this table and go do some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Well, again, sorry about that, Salty. You're probably going to do some dumb
shit. Salty's known to go do dumb shit.
I'm just the most boring person you guys fucking know. Every single one of you has a more interesting life than I do. I promise you that.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, it's a different mentality with 18-year-olds today are not 18-year-olds when we were 18.
They're not, and the kids aren't either.
I was worried about getting laid. On my 18th birthday, I remember going to the little convenience store that was literally right next to my high school because I was so excited that I could go buy cigarettes. And if they said, "Let me see your ID," motherfucker, there you go.
Oh man, I'd been showing my fake ID for like 4 years. It wasn't that exciting.
I did it at 18. No, I did it at 18 to be damn near legal.
Because you were the same height that you are now.
I still get carded. They won't sell me cigarettes.
Well, that's because you're 2 feet tall. You can't even see over the counter. That's the problem.
So you made a valid point right there.
I made a valid point.
Yeah, the 18-year-old that was
definitely not the part about me being a douche.
Oh, douche was not the word that he
used. No, I just covered it with a nice package so I could sum it up so Pat could talk.
Let me take this one right here in regards to like the 18-year-old from back then isn't the 18-year-old that we see nowadays. And I want to ask you this, Jolly, like what's the main difference from the 18-year-old from your era to the 18-year-old?
Your son is now. Your son is 17.
Yeah, I mean, but my son is like one of a kind. Looking at like if you look at, I don't know how kids are when they get away from their parents and stuff. My son ain't never got in any trouble.
Well, but like he said, like how do you see it as being different from when you were 18 to now your son being 18?
I mean, they just express themselves different. I don't think these kids are horrible. They just express. We had NWA, Tupac and stuff back in the days when I was a teenager. So that was unheard of to the people that were my age now at that time. So
look at the controversy 2 Live Crew started.
Oh man, they weren't even allowed to play their music. If you get caught riding down the road listening to 2 Live Crew, you going to jail. That's crazy. So it's 2 different eras. We pushed those things. We just weren't actually living it.
I got 1 day in school suspension because somebody let me. Remember, they had As Nasty As You Want to Be was the unedited version.
That's you.
And it had the 4 girls in the G strings with the dudes
with the blank out, like and it was blanked out. Yeah.
And then they had the one with the black banner across the front because it was as clean as they want to be.
That was the one they sold at Walmart.
That was the one they sold at Walmart. I had As Nasty As They Want to Be in my backpack and got caught with it at St. Andrew's Catholic School and got a 1 day suspension.
Wow, I'm surprised your ass wasn't raw. from the Nun.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh,
I
they
expected
do
a
have
much
nuns.
worse punishment
See?
for
I'm
that.
not that old asshole. I didn't have any nuns.
I have nuns in my past.
I did.
Oh, in your
Oh yeah.
nuns in
What you
your
saying? You
past.
Did you
you
just
said.
say you
nailed
have
the
nuns in
nun?
your pants?
I heard nuns in my
Dude,
pants.
thank you. I was
Nuns
questioning
with
it for a
them fucking
second.
boards,
I'm like,
dude.
you are a fucking
No.
legend.
You screwed a nun?
No. it's fucking not. I mean, maybe I did. I'm not gonna say one way or
You're a
another.
bad man if you screw a nun.
You know what?
I
I'm
had to watch
taking
them
women away
porns
from
for the
God.
nun.
That is what I want to do. I am fucking savage. You know that, David. Anything to turn away from the eyes of our Lord. I'm down here.
You have a
behemoth.
special place with God now.
Yeah, straight up his anus.
So
Fucking prick.
your main thing was like the way the expression is expressing
We
themselves.
weren't necessarily living it. I wouldn't. Okay, everything can be due to parents, and of course, some things that you see in the media has something to do with it as well. Like video games. I guess my brain, I just could never like watch something and be like, oh, I'm gonna go do this.
Yeah.
See, I just make those connections because like I've noted, like maybe not with my kid particularly, but when you're playing games like that, there's no repercussions. Like you're just shooting and killing tons and tons of people and you feel nothing. You turn it off and you go to bed and it's done. So they think when they do it in real life, they're just going to like shoot a bunch of people and it's just going to be done. They just go to bed and they're going to be done. Like there's no consequence.
You're talking about the idea.
But I'm saying that shooter doesn't see the consequence after.
I think that what it is the difference between
the difference between
reality.
They don't see that far ahead.
So basically you're saying is that video games desensitize.
It's desensitizing to the difference between reality and fantasy.
Right, because they go into this thinking, oh, they're just going to shoot a bunch of people and turn it off and walk away
I think
and
this
go
is
to bed.
Satanic Panic Part 2.
They don't think about the long term, like, oh my God, I'm going to kill somebody's child. That thought process does not go through their head.
They're looking at it as a character.
Right. In the video game, they shot somebody else's kid, and guess what? The kid went and ate grilled cheese and tomato soup later that night. You know what I mean? There was no connection between the two. That school shooter is not making that connection when he actually shoots that kid.
It just goes back to the whole thing as far as I'm concerned. I think, like you're saying, it desensitizes to reality. It makes that fantasy become reality.
They don't think about
in their mind, and they can't differentiate between
I disagree.
the two things. Really?
I disagree entirely. Because our entire culture has always been based upon something that has some aggressive tendencies. Whether it let's hop over to David, "Fuck the Police" by NWA. It's always been an aggressive thing. His culture is built on not trusting the police.
Whoa! Don't say my culture. Okay, sorry. I'm okay with the police. I pay taxes, motherfucker. Okay. Put that on me. Hey, that is not my thoughts.
Okay. All right. Let me rephrase.
He's not running that street light.
Let me rephrase.
If you say the so-called urban culture, I understand.
Okay. I'll rephrase then. I apologize, David.
Yeah, this might get interesting if David kicks Salty's ass.
No, I'm just saying I want to let the national television know I have no problem with
national
television.
We're being broadcast on
this. Don't come looking for me. Don't follow my car. I like you guys.
No, I'm just saying I have no problem with nobody.
He doesn't want them following him out of the parking lot when he leaves.
That's fair. If Patricio has police hanging out after this, then I think we're all going to jail for something. One of us at least has warrants.
We're out for something. We're definitely.
It's me. I'm the one with warrants.
That's a crazy subject to like, because it's like
I think that this is the most serious goddamn episode of With the Side of Chaos.
No, I've ever been part of.
Well,
but it's hard to avoid.
And I don't like it. I like it more when we have strippers and titties and
90s radio.
But I guess if you want to just say that's not really a topic. If you wanted to go left field, because ain't nobody really gonna go outside of the box on that topic.
Well, yeah.
Now, if you say something like, "What's your favorite kind of porn?" or it'll probably get weird.
Well, no. I got something right here that's gonna just
Cougar cream pie.
Get us off the. Oh God, that's the one thing I'm gonna miss.
What?
The cougar cream pie.
What are you gonna miss?
Never mind.
Oh yeah, no.
The visual that I got for that.
Can we go
really
back
bad.
to talking about Jody Arias?
Did you just say facial? What?
No, I heard that. No, I mean that visual that I got of.
I thought you said facial.
Cougar cream pie did not sound like a good thing to me.
Listen, when you get into your 40s, cougar cream pie totally just surpasses everything else.
Oh my God, yeah, it does.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry. All right, so let's get off the topic of shooting. People are fucked up. People are stupid.
We can't fix it.
We can't fix it.
There's nothing we can do. Nobody will agree on anything. You
Not
tell
at
somebody
all.
the sky is blue, somebody will argue it's green, and we're all fucked.
Let's talk about the world's smallest screwdriver.
Damn.
Oh, I've seen smaller. Do you don't wear glasses?
It's got a Phillip point on it.
Look, that
No,
won't
it's
even
flathead.
fit. Yeah, but that won't even fit in the screw hole.
We got a screwdriver. Yeah.
That won't even fit in the screw hole. All right.
Yeah.
So
It'll fit in the
I
screw
want
hole.
to direct everyone to the screen real quick.
I
The
have a
screen
very
behind you
tiny
guys.
screw hole too.
I want you guys to look at the screen. I saw this video earlier today, and I had to share with you guys. Supa, you ready?
Okay.
So this guy is literally pouring Everclear into a little toboggan,
And he lit it.
And
He's inside.
He's wait for it.
Okay.
People are fucking dumb.
Nice. Oh. Okay.
Now I'm gonna play for you one more time, and I want to know like what was going through
The thought
this
process.
thought process to the point where like, you know what, I'm gonna put fire in a sled. I'm gonna slide down the stairs
Inside.
inside
Okay.
the fucking house.
Inside. If you
Nice.
were outside in the snow, okay, this would be a totally different
Would you
video.
do
If
it
you
in the-
if
in the
you-
snow,
yeah.
you'll do it. You'll try it.
yeah, if you set your sled on fire in the snow, you could ride
Would you do
down,
it?
and then the snow would just put it out. You just
No.
jump in the snow.
Would you try it
And
No.
and
So
how's your
I've done-
lights
in
on
the
fire?
snow? I'm saying in the snow. Would you
In the
try it?
snow.
No.
Does it sound like a better idea?
Here's the thing.
What about you, Dave? You'll do it.
Hell no.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we already established earlier that I'm 100% Italian, and I sweat in the snow. And when the Crisco comes out the pores, and then it hits the, it's a short,
You
fat
could just jump
grease
out.
fire, is what that is.
My opinion. Going back to the shootings, I blame TikTok.
Why you hate TikTok? Because you ain't went viral yet?
No, I don't have it because I hate the medium.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
I hate it
Thank
because I
you.
can't figure it out.
Aaron.
I'll be honest.
I'm on Twitter
have
making
TikTok
other
and
white
it's
people
not-
feel bad.
I don't like it. I can't figure out how to make
TikTok?
cool videos.
So I
It's just
fucking
not
love
for me.
TikTok.
See, I do. I love TikTok. I love everything about TikTok. I have learned super cool things on TikTok.
Yeah.
But that's also the problem too, is like to keep up with content and have to make all these videos and stuff. Like it's hard shit to keep
I
up
watch
with.
the stuff that you do, and I'm like, how does he have a job? I mean, you do some pretty intricate shit,
That's
and
how
it's
How
he
we
always
live our
on
life.
edibles.
It's
It-
if
oh,
you
yeah,
want to
you
be
are
on
high.
TikTok, that's
They
how
don't
you
even
live your
bother you.
life.
Yeah.
It's all those random thoughts
My-
that come to your head.
My
that you
Power
can
Ranger video
videotape.
got well over 140,000 views with
Christ.
over 20,000 likes.
And what money did you make from that?
Nothing. It's gotten my name out there.
It's
Like
just fun to make
For
an
you,
ass
I
of
see.
yourself.
For
Yeah,
When
you,
you
I
get to
do.
that point to where you're a digital creator, like Facebook just told me they monetized mine, you know.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
So at
dude.
this point, I mean, I don't know exactly what it means. I'm gonna just
I don't know what it-
how much
I don't
Just
know
keep
what it
doing
means.
what you're
I-
doing. Just keep
it's
doing
like
what you're
you're
doing.
calling
That was high,
Mark.
definitely was
You're
high.
calling Mark Zuckerberg like, where's the fuck is my money, bitch?
I know
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like a little, like when you go into settings.
Yeah.
it's
Doesn't
the
he have to
point
call
where they tell
China?
you how much you.
Oh no, yeah. Because at that point you're able to stick an ad to
Ads.
it, and you're able to monetize off that.
I really need to get back to working YouTube. I look at all these people on different social media platforms
Yeah.
that's getting a crazy amount of money just from YouTube views. And I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
I can just maybe sit and get high as hell. Maybe people will watch me.
I hate you.
Yeah,
Eat
I
like
love your
snacks.
videos. Your videos are fucking hilarious.
I see them when they come on Facebook. They are
You
hilarious.
know I be high, right?
I know.
You know that all the time. All day, every
I can
day.
be honest with you, I've never seen one of your videos, but I could have told you was high.
That's right, I was high. I used to drink, but now drinking, it ain't as fun no more.
But that's just, they're just
I
like
was
that
gonna
guy.
go to work, but I got high.
It don't take a lot to get me high. I'm old school. Like I'm not gonna smoke like 7 blunts. I'll hit a blunt, like take one to the face, like smoke half of it, put it out, or like a joint or something. It don't take a lot to get high when you forward.
Let me tell you something. I quit drinking. August 2nd will be 9 years since I've had a
Yeah.
drop of alcohol. And now if I have, you see my vape I got over here. That's my nicotine vape, but I do have a special vape at home, but it's strictly for anxiety if I can't fall
Yeah.
asleep because I have to be in bed, hit that bitch, and within 3 minutes,
Out of there.
done.
I swear to God, you
I'm
hit
the
this
worst.
table one more time, I am throwing you through the fucking wall
Why?
because it picks up.
I know.
It makes a
I
little
do that
table
for
shake.
effect.
For effect.
You almost knock her down every time you do it.
I do that for effect.
Calm down, Patricia. Man.
I know.
It
what
does
I'm
make me a
doing.
little nervous, but
I'm not high.
I'll get over
You're
it.
not
high? I know
Hey,
what I'm doing.
that's pretty
But
dope.
videos
though,
like
9
that,
years.
right?
It'll
Just
be 9
show-
years. 9 years with no booze, and ironically, Jägermeister's still in business. I can't figure that out. I'm pretty sure I was paying
you
Should have had stock in
you
it.
had a lot to do with it.
I remember specifically a show at the House of Blues walking around with a bottle of Jaeger in a zip-up koozie that it came with, drinking it like it was a beer.
Jaeger's got me in so much trouble over the years.
How many times did it get you pregnant?
None actually. I only have 2 kids, so.
I'm pretty sure there was a little probably pre-warm-up session. I'm just saying.
No, I'm pretty sure it was the acid during the Metallica show that helped my first kid, and then
You did acid before?
Huh? Yeah.
At a Metallica
I
show?
did mushrooms.
Metallica.
I like
That was,
mushrooms.
Like Metallica and Tool were.
Mushrooms is on
touring
Sunday
that
at EDC
summer.
for
Like
me.
I went on
Sunday
mushrooms.
mushrooms?
I went on acid. I went on X. That was before I was a mom.
Yeah.
That was days and days ago.
You ever
a
did
lifetime
mushrooms?
ago.
Yeah. I've said it on the usually like the weekend of EDC. Friday is weed and Adderall. Saturday is
Weed and
acid.
Adderall.
Isn't that
It's people
doesn't that
like
cancel
you
each other
acid
who
out?
make it harder for people
You did-
like me.
You do
Okay.
acid?
Yeah.
That shit there, I'm just afraid of that. I think
I did it one time.
Yeah.
I did it one time.
Did you freak out?
The one
It
time
can
I did
be
it was
scary.
at grad night at Disney.
That's beautiful.
It was awful.
Island.
It was
That's
awful.
fucking
If
beautiful.
you're gonna do acid, that's the night you
I
do
did it because the guy that had it told me that it would keep us awake because we smoked a joint on It's a Small World. And that was after we had smoked during the day. And I was so high by the time. This is when I did smoke all the time. I was in the boat hitting a joint. And I looked at a little toy soldier because I turned to my right, but I was on the far right of the boat. And I was like, hey, you want to hit this?
To the soldier.
But it was the soldier. It was a toy soldier. It was a robot. And then by the time that started wearing off, we did Pirates of the Caribbean, and my buddy got
See,
caught
I think that
smoking a
would
joint
scare the
there.
shit out of me. I don't
But then
think I could-
the other guy had the acid, and he goes, "Here, this will keep you awake," and gave me a half a hit of it. Worst experience ever.
Aw, that sucks.
Now, I've done days where like I have a group where we do party favors. We'll go out and
Party favors.
that's what we call them. We call them party favors.
That's a nice way to put it. That sounds
And
like
with-
welcoming and inviting.
where it's whether it's a festival or going down Rainbow River or a day at the beach. Like we've done these before in a controlled environment where we can get to that psychedelic level, and it's not a it's honest to God, like not about
You have to trust the people you're with.
exactly
That's
Acid
Every-
isn't a psychedelic though, is it?
It is.
It
It is.
It's tripping.
Yes,
But
it
it's
is.
not-
Anything that makes
I
you
played a-
hallucinate.
Okay.
I stayed up for
well,
3 days playing
See,
Mario.
shrooms. I didn't. It wasn't a. I mean,
That's
I
a
guess
psychedelic
it's
thing.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what am I trying to say? Not a psychedelic, but
You didn't
It's like-
hallucinate. You didn't.
mushrooms is natural and acid is like a drug.
Chemical,
It's
but
chemical.
it still makes you hallucinate. Anything that makes you
Yeah.
hallucinate is considered a psychedelic.
Yeah, I feel it's much more of an intense.
Did it give you a feeling like
Acid,
that
yeah,
you
was
wanted to
way
go
more
wear a
intense than
tie-dyed
shrooms
shirt and run down the street with just the shirt and no pants on?
Playing Grateful
I
Dead.
was going to a show in Fort Pierce and I ate like 5 shit. I was with Tony Wellens and I'm like, man, these shits ain't doing nothing. He was like, just wait a minute, dude. I heard that, I was
That's
like,
a
what the
classic line
fuck?
from anybody giving you any kind of.
I
drug.
had
When
the
you look at
host.
them and you're like, "Hey, man,
Soon
I'm
as
not
I
really
got out
feeling
there-
this yet." That person's gonna
That-
go, "Just."
I walked in the bathroom.
Just give me a minute."
Cam was with us. He just heard me in the bathroom laughing so hard for so long. He's like, "Are you in there laughing by your motherfucking self?" I said, "Yes, I am."
That's when you look down at your penis and it's the most hilarious thing you've ever seen.
I'm
That's
glad I, ain't
sober.
have my- I was
sober.
washing my hands and I was just laughing. And I
Yo.
went on the stage and laughed for like 5 minutes straight.
And didn't say a word,
Yes.
just started laughing.
Everybody
That's the best
laughing. with
comedian
me.
ever.
Is this
That's the
pineapples?
comedian I'm going
Nah,
to
this
see.
is at Fort Pierce.
Oh, okay.
Just get on stage. You've paid a bunch of money. And
I
this guy
could just tell you, when I did that, he said, don't take a lot. You're not going to need a lot. You've never done it before. So I did it just to
say you've done.
say I've done it. And that was the one and done because I remember, how grad night at Disney World, they have nightclubs
Yeah.
set up and
You have nightmares
they
for
have
years. about the
bands.
mouse.
Yeah, you
And
hanging out.
these 2 girls walked me into this nightclub and they had the spinny lights going on.
Oh,
I
bad
thought
idea.
that was the end of me. I thought I
Yep.
was done. All I
Bad
know is I
idea.
got back in the bus at whatever it was, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. We got back. I felt coherent enough to drive my vehicle back to my buddy's house that was right down the street from the school. And we went to
That
McDonald's.
seems like a bad idea.
First time they ever had 2 for $2. hash browns and 2 for $2 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits.
Yeah. So we're gonna say goodbye to Jolly because I know he's got to head out.
Smoke break?
Nah, I got a little weed. I'm probably gonna smoke when I get it out there. I thought you wanted to hit it.
If you're sharing, I'll yeah.
We can hit it out there.
Yeah, you know what? Final thoughts as we wrap it up.
It's donezo.
Yeah, because I was going to tell you my mushroom story at Disney where I was so high on a chocolate mushroom that I threw up in the Millennium Falcon.
Damn, that's sweet.
Wow, clean. Hey, Princess Leia, bring your bitch ass in here and clean it.
No,
you bitch ass bitch.
I didn't have these cool stories.
Long story short, my friend takes me to Disney for my birthday and takes me to Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars side of.
That's the
this was recently.
This was way.
See, I'm like
That is the only thing I've ever done. I went to Disney and my sister works there and she took me out there and that's all I wanted to do. And by God, we went to Disney for a total of about 6 hours and all I got to do was, but we were in the pilot seat.
Yeah, that's what I was in. And the thing was, I had the edible. I already consumed it, and I'd already done the Smugglers. No, I was on Smugglers one, but I had just done Star Tours. We'd done the Rise of the Resistance, and I was like, "Well, this is amazing right now. Like I'm having the best fucking time." But then we
did your voice sound like that in
I was
your
gonna
head?
say it scares me how perfect that noise just was.
We ate, and then we went on Smuggler's Run. Now, mind you, we're in line. I'm like, "Yo, this is like, I don't think I should get on this ride." My boy looks at me. He's like, "You know what? No, you'll be fine." Because I'm like, I've never done this ride. And he's like, "I'm gonna make sure you're the pilot on the Falcon." I'm like, "Yes, we're gonna fucking do this." As the doors open, I'm like, I should not do this. I should definitely not do this. The second the doors open, I'm looking, I'm like, but it's the Falcon. I need to go in there, sit down. And now, mind you, this is when you still had to wear your mask at Disney. I don't know if you still do or not, but
we did when I was there. Oh.
I had gone the entire, like 50% of the ride. I am good. And the next thing you know, a bump and I'm like, oh crap. And then it started coming up to the point where like, I have to control the ship so it doesn't go bang.
Yes, because if you put that gear shift down, you can float off into space and nobody'd ever hear from you again.
It's just gone in space, tripping on acid.
Well, no. At this point,
that's how I would like to go out, tripping on acid in space. Why not?
I think the ride is over. I thought the ride was over at this point, and I'm like, okay,
Tesla.
Cool.
Let's do
and
this
the next thing you know, we're starting getting shot at, and then the thing just shakes like crazy, and now it's out. Now I'm biting my teeth. Mask is on, and I am holding God knows how much vomit in my mouth to be able to get off the fucking ride. And of course, once I came out, I mean, it was 12 parsecs down the drain.
Man, when I did acid and stuff like that, it was never that. It was not that cool.
Nice time.
Like I went to the concert, we had a good time, and I played Mario for a couple.
You know what it probably was?
Cool stories.
There's some goddamn taquitos you had.
Standing in line.
Johnny, your final thoughts as we wrap it up. What are your final thoughts?
Smoke weed every day.
Live life, live, love, and laugh.
Love it.
Aw.
Your final thoughts.
We have final thoughts. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I just had such a good time. I'm sorry that it's over so quickly, but
it's not the first time a woman said those words to me.
I feel you. I don't be caring because she still got her $40. So, most of the time.
So
you guys are awesome. I appreciate you having me here. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Those words have never been spoken to me by a woman before.
Supa, your final thoughts.
MILF cream pie.
Oh,
love it.
I'm going home and eating dinner.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Salty, your final thoughts.
I only have something out of context.
Shocking.
Yeah, $2 tips.
The $2 tips, yeah.
Tippers are cunts. Stop being cunts and tip 202 like the 15%. Fucking commie douche.
Damn.
I'm really tired of food service.
I feel you.
You can't tell.
Any shows you want to plug? Anything you want to plug?
Shit, I'm in Tampa tomorrow. Next Saturday, I'm in fucking
You like look at Aaron like
Titusville. I'm on the road a lot.
You have been traveling a lot, Jolly.
Yeah, I don't really got no shows here. I mean, tonight I'm going right down the road. You going to Bottles and Bitters?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go right
after
here.
this.
So go to OrlandoComedy.com, man. Come to some showcases that's free. Just go to an open mic, man. It's a lot of talent in Orlando. If you're
a
something
lot
to do
of fucking talent that gets overlooked.
and just laugh and inexpensive laughter. Don't go to some open mics. I won't say which ones because there's some real horrible comics as well. Who talking about like eating ass and they look like virgins and shit. Like they're not eating anybody's ass. You ain't even having sex.
No,
they can believe
Salty, how many minutes of your act involves eating ass?
None.
Oh my God.
Absolutely none.
Most of it is Bitcoin.
No.
Yeah, you offer that Bitcoin.
I'm off that crypto shit. Everybody's sad. That's why.
Nobody's sad. I swear.
No, trust me, they are sad. If you're into crypto, it's sad.
All right, Aaron, plug your shit before we head out of here.
Well, go to David's shit. It's funny.
It's funny.
That man crazy as hell.
Go to Tampa. Where you at in Tampa?
Oh, King Castle. I forgot the spot. Oh, come out July the 2nd or July the 3rd or July 2nd.
July 2nd is a Saturday.
July 2nd,
Saturday.
July 3rd, Lake Mary Grill and Pub. We do our monthly comedy showcase.
I killed that room
from 7 to 10. Yeah, he always out there. It's a good show.
This past
so
Sunday.
proud of that.
I killed this Sunday.
So it's always a good show.
Yeah.
It's a free show.
Final thoughts, $2 tippers are cunts. That's my end statement.
My final thought. Let me plug what I'm doing. Yes. Okay. Sorry. No, that's mine. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. All right, there we go. Finally done. Anyways, my final thoughts. I'm gonna plug my my thing. Check me out every Thursday over at Graffiti Junction College Park for adult bingo. At 9:00 every Thursday. We give away cool fucking adult prizes, dildos,
like dildos,
vibrators.
yeah.
Exactly.
I just
drink specials and all that crazy shit. Check me out this Wednesday at Graffiti Junction College Park as I'm hosting Seinfeld trivia. Thornton Park. Thank you. Seinfeld trivia this Wednesday.
I would crush it if it wasn't my dad's.
Hey, just since you're mentioning dildos, I watched in a TV show today. Someone got killed with a dildo today, and I really think that's the funniest thing I've seen.
Is that a real story?
How do you die by dildo?
Do I need to say more?
What?
The Boys. Go watch that fucking show right now.
I heard that show was great.
It's beyond.
Well,
what you think.
But if they're killing people with dildos, I don't know if I want to watch it.
I seen a porn that got a little violent one time with a dildo, but nobody died.
I was gonna say dying sounds.
The dildos.
With dildos, yeah.
And we'll save dildos for the next episode. My final thought is call you one friend you haven't talked to in a while. Just make sure they're okay.
See if they have dildos.
See if they have dildos. But as always, if you're not laughing, you're not living. Live every day to the fullest, but always do it.
High.
What were we supposed to say?
High, just super high. Just do it high.
That's his philosophy, and he seems to be doing really well.
Try this again. When I say,
try to do it every day. High. That's it. That's the end statement. You decided to carry on, and now we're here. Now we're to this juncture, and
let's try one more time.
All right, yeah. Just say with a side of chaos once I've stopped.
Oh, okay.
If you're not laughing, you're not living. Live every day to the fullest, but always do it
with a side of chaos.
You fucking fake assholes. Bye.
With a side of chaos.